So I decided to do like the story of Tiva. This is Tiva. She's a 4-year-old Mustang mare that I bought. And so yeah, this is her thing. This is the day I got her. She was 3 in this, and she was completely untouched. She was friendly, but she didn't know me, so she wasn't friendly towards me. I got her to come up to me first day. She was not halter broke. She was not broke under saddle. She was not messed with at all. When she was collected from the BLM, when she was a weanling, she was set out to pasture and not touched. I bought her for $1,000 from a lady in Harrodsburg, which is not very far away from me, and they came and delivered her because she had never been in a trailer but the day that she had been, collected. This is the day that I taught her how to tie, and that was the first time she ever had a bit in her mouth. So she took that like a champ. So it took me a while to get her to learn how to tie, but she learned very fast. She's a very fast learner. She was a dream. It's the first time she ever had anything on her back. So we just did the normal desensitizing. It took me 3 days to halter break her to the point where I was comfortable leading her around outside of my little arena. This is the first time she ever had the bit in her mouth without the halter on. She also took that as a champ. We were all very shook that she actually did so good. That was the first time with a saddle on her back. I never did actually cinch that saddle up on her. That was the first time with her single on. She did that amazing. So that was also the first time she ever learned how to lunge. This is just refreshing all the groundwork that I did, seeing how she'd react with me jumping next to her. This is my first time ever sitting on her. This is my actual arena. That was her first time ever in my actual arena also. So she did fantastic with that. I seriously cannot complain. She was so pleasant to deal with. I never found anything that I absolutely hated about her. She was a pleasure to work with. She'd do anything for you. It was actually kind of sad when the girl said she was gonna take her. This is also the same time. I just put a helmet on so I didn't die. Yeah, also the riding outfits throughout this video are going to be very interesting, just warning you. This is my first time actually riding her. I think this was in a halter, which she did great. Yeah, it was just in a halter. I didn't put a bit in her mouth yet. So this is her first ride ever. She did great. We even trotted, so that was fantastic. She did so good. And look at that sunset. It's so pretty. But she never really had a big breakdown. This is her first time with me riding her with a bit in her mouth. So she did great with that. The halter's also still on, and the bit was just there, so she learned because I was riding her in a halter before. She had never been ridden in a bit. She didn't know anything about it. And so that's how I did that. Trotted around a little bit. She didn't really know how to steer or to stop, but we figured it out, and she learned really fast. There's her backing up, which she learned that on the ground. I taught her everything on the ground before I even sat on her. This is her first time being ridden in my arena, which I rode her the first 6, 7 rides, maybe 10 rides in a halter also. There's her. Look how cute she is. I love her so much. She did so good on this ride. My dad videoed this for me. Thank you, Corey. We love you, Corey. She did so good. Honestly. She was really weird when I first broke her about changing direction, but that was just it. She has always had a really good stop. I've always trusted her to stop. She's never offered to bolt. She has crowed hopped a little bit, but that was just because she got excited, because it was actually when she was more broke. She had more 35, 40 rides on her. Look at her. She's so good. I love her so much. She's been ridden English, Western, bareback, everything. Not since then, but this is another ride. The ground was a little bad, but Desiree filmed this. Good job, Desiree. I think she might, nope, she didn't canter that day. Caleb videoed this. This is just kind of the simple stuff, just me riding her, getting rides on her. doing all the basics, walk, trot, changing direction, backing up, stopping, just all kinds of stuff, just trying to play with her brain to make sure she's listening. This is me lunging her and making sure she knows what whoa means, and she does. And that little bird noise I make, that's pretty much how I tell my horses I want you to stop without saying whoa, because, you know, just want to be different like that. This is me doing her feet. I just use a rasp and was telling her that it's really not that bad, because before the farrier came out, wanted her to realize, if I pick up your foot and you stand there, you did a great job. Don't move, you're fine. I'm not gonna kill you. She was not real happy about that. It's her first time being ridden English, and she did so good. She was such a good girl. Actually, I was texting Kate right before this, and I was like, if I die, I'm sorry, but look how cute she is. I love her. She did so good. I think that was her first canter under saddle. So she did great. This is her second canter under saddle, and she did phenomenal. This was also the first day she ever trotted over trot poles. So go Tiva. This is her first time being ridden bareback, and she was like, excuse me, what are you doing? I was not told that we were supposed to do this, and she was a tad confused about why I was jumping up on her back, and she was like, why are you doing this? I don't understand. But she was a good girl, because she's amazing, and you know, she's just fantastic. And then this is just some more just flat work. This is the first time I put my ranch stuff on her, and she looks so good, so professional. Look at her cantering. Look at her. She's so good. She also has a hard time keeping her canter, so we were just teaching her how to move out a little bit and be like, you can keep cantering, it's not gonna kill you. And also stopping. Look at that stop. Oh, yes. That's all from groundwork, y'all. You do the groundwork, it pays out. She was broke under saddle pretty much by the time I got on her back. It's just putting rides on her now. But if you have all this, like, basic groundwork, then you're good. This is her first trail ride. She did fantastic. She was a little freaked out by the water at first, like, why is it moving? But she did good. This is her being patterned, because she's a good girl and she did it. My ground's awful, so she kind of slipped a little bit, but I just wanted to let her know you can keep moving when you go around the barrel. You don't have to stop. Me and my cow costume. Getting more videos of her being patterned, because she's a good girl. Me standing on her for the first time and me sliding off her butt for the first time, because she's fantastic. She's such a good girl. I can't. Me telling her she's such a good girl. There's more of her trotting around the barrel pattern. This is the first time she was ever ridden in the big field that I used to breeze sugar in, and I think I cantered her. I tried to get her to run a little bit in this video. Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah, this is her galloping at first. It's a lot quicker now, but I was definitely riding a lot harder than she was moving, but it's okay. Look how cute she is. She's such a good girl, and this is another video of her being ridden English. That was, like, the best ride I've ever had on her, ever. She was such a good girl. Look at that stop. Oh, clean. There's more stops in here, don't worry. Yeah, there you go. But just doing all the basics and going each direction, each gate, lots of transitions, lots of stopping, lots of backing up. Just make sure she's soft in the bridle and everything. This is her being ridden bareback. And look how good she is. That was her first canter under saddle bareback, or under bareback. First canter bareback with somebody on her back. There we go. And then her trotting around the barrels when I was bareback, and for some reason I could not ride that day. That was on Christmas, because I wore those clothes on Christmas, because I remember riding May in those clothes on Christmas. Look at her. She's a good girl. And showing off her stopper. You don't even have to touch the reins. Look at her. She's a good girl. And then this is when the lady came and took pictures of her for her sale pictures, which was a sad day, but I love those pictures. They're really good. I was showing off her little stop and how good and calm she was. And actually the photographer rode her that day. So that was fantastic. That was really exciting for me to see somebody else enjoying her like I do. This is me breezing her in that big field bareback, because I trust this horse with my life. She's such a good girl. She took such good care of me. She'd take care of anyone. And I did not need to sell her, but I found a really, really good home for her. So she's gonna take her, and she's gonna be a little fun horse. This is me teaching her to load in the trailer like a good little girl. Look at her. She's so good. She actually was kind of freaked out by the trailer at first, but it's okay, we figured it out. This is her first show. That was Cassandra on her at first. And then me showing how broke she was. She actually won money that day. She won our entry fees back, so that's fantastic. Good job, Tiva. First time her loping, well, halfway loping a barrel. So yeah, she's such a good girl. I was just showing off how good she was at the show and how calm she was, because she's so good. Also, thank you, Rylan, for videoing, like, most of that. You're fantastic. Marceline and Rylan and their videoing skills are top tier. Look at them go. Anyway, look at her. She's so good. She's so chill and so nice to ride, and she's just so much fun. Look at that stop. Oh, sorry. I can't flex that stop anymore. Here's another of her riding in the bridle that a lady gave us. Thank you, Stacy. You're amazing. I appreciate all the things you gave me and Tiva. They're wonderful. I really enjoy it. Look at her go. Look at her go. She's so good. I love her. She's great. Look at her little stop. She was really on the forehand this day. She was just very, very tense. So it was a shorter ride, but she still did really good. It was the first time her in the snow, and she was so good also. And that's when I got on her in the snow. She was not very happy about that. She said, "It's snowing out. I should be in bed, not frolicking in this snow. Can you please put me back away?" And then later, when the snow got a little softer, we went and we rode in the big field, looked at all the pretty trees with the snow on them. She quite enjoyed that, I'm not gonna lie. We took some cute pictures too. Oh, she almost fell, but it's okay. She was cantering in the snow, and then she did so good. So proud of her. And then this is her a few weeks ago, me riding her bareback after she had been off for like a week because of the weather. And then this is the day that Chloe got on her, just showing off her stop. Good girl. And then this is her first time loping the barrel pattern. I just wanted to show her she could move out. Don't mind the ground, it's awful, I know, but she's sure-footed as crap, and this is the only time I loped her. So anyway, don't come for me. But look at her, she's so good. And then this is me riding her bridleless. I know there's a bit in her mouth still, but the reins are not connected to her bit. And she did great. This is her second show ever. This was last weekend, and she was phenomenal. This is her loping. Look at the second barrel. Oh, y'all wish she could have second barrel like that. Oh, she did so good. And this is her first time ever doing flags. She did fantastic, as usual. Her first time doing poles. She kind of was confused about what she was supposed to do, but she still did great, and I'm still so proud of her. And then this is our trail pattern. Look at her taking that slicker like a freaking champ. So proud of her. And then she trots over poles, I think, in a second. Got her. She's so brave. I'm so proud of her. Yep, there's her trotting over the poles. She's like, ooh, I know how to do this. And then this is the stuffed animal. And I actually dropped it. It was not her fault. It was a me problem. But I did drop the horse. My bad. I don't know what his name is, but we're going to call him Gerald. I dropped Gerald on the ground. This is her backing through the poles. There's a lot of horses having problems with this, and like horses that are like really well trained and have been ridden for a long time. And for her to be able to go through this easy peasy lemon squeezy was a very big flex for me, which she was kind of fussy because she was like, what are you asking me to do? Why am I turning while I'm backing up? But she listened, and she was great. This is our horsemanship pattern. She also did fantastic. We got like 4th in it, I think. I'm not sure. I think we got 4th. But yeah, that was her.